Alright, so we are studying Introduction to Veterinary Public Health. So, veterinary public health is one of the subjects of BBSc and AS third year. So, this is the first unit, that is Veterinary Public Health and Food Safety, VPH and FS, as I like to call it. So, we will just start with the basics and then we will make our move way ahead. Alright. So, first, before moving on to veterinary public health, we should know the meaning of public health itself. What is the meaning of public health? So, according to the WHO Expert Committee on PHA, that is Public Health Administration, in 1952. So, that WHO Expert Committee on Public Health Administration in 1952 gave the standard definition for public health. Okay, we'll discuss veterinary public health first public health. So, according to that Expert Committee of WHO on PHA in 1952, public health is defined as a science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health and efficiency through organized community efforts. Now, how to remember these three terms in order? Preventing, prolonging, and promoting. So, I have made a mnemonic for that, that is called pre, prol, prom. Pre, that is preventing disease, prol, that is prolonging life, and prom, that is promoting health and efficiency through organized community efforts, obviously. Okay. So, now there are two terms. There are two terms or two fields, as we can call them, that is public health, simple public health, and general medicine. So public health medicine or general medicine is the field of medicine is concerned with the treatment of individual patient, okay, but public health is concerned with the treatment or the disease reduction or elimination of disease or any condition from the population. Okay, now you must be wondering what falls within the domain of public health. So within the domain of public health, all the problem or disease conditions are concerned with or which involves a whole population or a whole community of people or animals. Okay, that particular condition falls within the domain of public health. Okay, so all of this. So now if we move on to veterinary public health. So again, the standard definition of veterinary public health was given by WHO. Okay, that is World Health Organization, of course. So veterinary public health is a field or activity which protects and advances human well-being by utilizing combined knowledge and resources of all those concerned with human and animal health and their interrelationship. So we will learn this later, but first we should understand the meaning of this definition. Okay, so VPH, that is veterinary public health, is a branch of science. Okay, we are studying the meaning, we are not defining right now, we are just understanding the meaning of that long definition, but we need to learn the definition no matter what. Okay, so according to WHO, veterinary public health is a branch of science where veterinarians help to protect people's health. Okay, and veterinarians do this by using their extensive knowledge on animal health and interaction of animal and human and animal diseases. So this is the role of veterinarian or veterinary doctors in case of veterinary public health or public health. So veterinary public health, now if we use the definition, standard definition again, if we narrate that standard definition again, so that can be veterinary public health is a field or activity which protects and advances human well-being. Veterinary public health is a field or activity which advances human well-being, okay, by utilizing the combined knowledge and resources of all those concerned with human and animal health and their interrelationship. So veterinary public health is a field or activity. It is a field or activity, or we can say branch of science, which protects and advances human well-being. So main aim of any veterinary public health study is to advance human health. Is to protect animal and human both, but first we will say human because humans are more important for humans, obviously. So according to WHO, veterinary public health is a field or activity which protects and advances human well-being. Okay, and by utilizing the combined resources and knowledge of all those. Alright, so now we have understood the definition and learned the definition of veterinary public health and public health both. So now we will move on to our next points, that is the modern perspective of veterinary public health have evolved through the work of M. Kaplan and J. H. Steele. So M. Kaplan and J. H. Steele both were different person, obviously both are different people, and M. Kaplan belonged to WHO and J. H. Steele belonged to US. Okay, now what are the main activities which fall under the umbrella of veterinary public health? So under the umbrella of veterinary public health, two main activities are included. First is the study of zoonosis and second is the transfer or supply of disease-free food of every animal origin which is permitted, which is allowed, which is required to humans. Okay. Okay. Now in 1964, there was an institute in India which was earlier called NICD, which is now called NCDC. So NICD, that is National Institute of Communicable Diseases, now known as National Center for Disease Control, as NCDC. In 1964, in NCDC, a division of zoonosis was established. Okay. Okay. Now in 1971, a division of IVRI was established at, or division of VPH, sorry, Veterinary Public Health was established at IVRI, in Indian Veterinary Research Institute, Bareilly. Okay. Now this we have discussed. Now let's move on to the next point. What are the principal functions of public health? So according to the joint FAO and WHO community on veterinary public health in 1975, so there was a joint veterinary public health and FAO community which provided the three principal public health functions as animal related function, biomedical function, and generalized function as we call them. Okay. Okay. So now we'll discuss the three major organizations, a few points regarding them. So first is OIE, that is Office International des Epizootics. So it was its earlier name. Now it is called WOAH, that is World Organization for Animal Health, and its headquarters is located in Paris. And what is the function of WOAH or OIE? So WOAH collects information and statistical data on zoonotic diseases and publishes that in their official bulletin. Okay. Next we have Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. So its headquarters are located in Rome, and the function of FAO is to provide consultative services in the area of animal disease which are of international importance. And next is WHO. So that is World Health Organization. Its headquarters are located in Geneva, Switzerland, and it also has regional headquarters, 6 regional headquarters for 6 different regions. Okay, and of the world. And its regional headquarters for Southeast Asia are located in Delhi, New Delhi. Okay? Alright. So let's move ahead. Milk hygiene and public health. Okay. So we talk about milk hygiene and public health. Then before moving on to understanding what is milk hygiene, we should know what is milk in terms of veterinary medical definitions. Okay. So milk is a pure or unadulterated, clean, safe, wholesome lacteal secretion which is obtained by complete milking of one or more healthy milch animals, and it excludes that obtained 15 days before calving and 5 days after calving to make the milk completely colostrum free, and it includes the minimum prescribed percentage of milk fat and milk SNF. So that is the standard definition of milk. Okay. So now I've used some terms, that is unadulterated or pure, clean, safe, and wholesome. So first three terms almost sound the same. Not sound the same, almost mean the same, but they are different with respect to medical terms. These terms mean different. Okay. So if we talk about milk, then unadulterated or pure means it is free from chemical adulterants. Clean means it is free from physical adulterants, that is dirt, dust, pollen grains, all of that. And if we talk about safe, then it is free from biological determinants. And if we talk about wholesome, then it contains all the nutrients that it is required to contain. Easy. Now that we have understood the definition of milk, that we should know the definition and meaning of milk hygiene. So milk hygiene is a set of practices and conditions that ensures that milk is clean, safe, and free from harmful contaminants and fit for human consumption. So what is milk hygiene? It is a set of practices and conditions that ensure that the milk is clean, safe, and wholesome and pure for human consumption. Okay. Alright. Now we will talk about one point about milk products, because these are the points which are given in the standard textbook of veterinary public health, that is the elements of veterinary public health by ICAR, A.T. Shiraikar, okay, writer. So milk products, because these are actually the topics of LPT, milk product and all, livestock product technology. But anyways, we will discuss this one point here. So milk products, these are the edible products which are produced or prepared essentially or necessarily from liquid or powdered milk. Okay. Alright. Now we will understand the definition of pasteurization, and then later in this chapter we will understand the different types of pasteurization. Okay. Alright. With obviously special focus on veterinary public health. not on livestock products technology. That's a completely different subject. So pasteurization, it is applied to market milk. Okay, pasteurization is a term which is applied to market milk, and it is a process of heating each particle of milk to either 60 degrees, 63 degrees Celsius or 145 degree Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, and 72 degrees Celsius or 161 degree Fahrenheit for 15 seconds, and that too in an approved and clean functional equipment. Okay, so what is pasteurization? Pasteurization is the process of heating each and every particle of milk. Okay, so what is pasteurization? Pasteurization is the process of heating each and every particle of milk to 60 degrees Celsius or 63 degrees Celsius or 145 degree Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, or 72 degrees Celsius or 161 degree Fahrenheit for 15 seconds, and that too it is done in a properly clean and safe operated equipment. Okay, and after pasteurization, milk is cooled down immediately to 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degree Fahrenheit, okay, or below. Now we'll start with the main part of veterinary public health with respect to milk hygiene and milk safety. Milk hygiene, that is dairy industry in India. Okay, so dairy industry in India is synonymous with Amul. Okay, we hear Amul everywhere. Okay, so what is Amul? How was it established? What are the pattern? What is the pattern of operation or management of Amul? We will study that with respect to emphasis on public health. Obviously, that is our subject. Okay, so if we talk about Amul, then it is the Kara District Cooperative Milk Producer Union. Okay, so Kara is a district in Gujarat from where this Amul was started, and it is actually a trade name. Amul is actually a trade name. So its actual full form for this acronym Amul is Anand Milk Union Limited. Okay, and it was founded by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay, so this was the very basic about Amul. We will discuss its tier pattern and all of those 3-tier pattern, but right now we should understand that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel founded Amul in the Kara district, and now there was one more eminent person whose name was Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri. Okay, so he established the National Dairy Development Board, that is NDDB. Okay, and what are the initial functions of NDDB, that is National Dairy Development Board? The initial functions of NDDB were, first, to replicate the Amul model all over the country, and second, to bring about Operation Flood, which is also called White Revolution. Okay, so the then chairman of NDDB was Dr. Varghese Kurian, and he is regarded as the father of White Revolution in India. Okay, all right. Now, if we talk about structure of Anand pattern, or structure of Amul as we call it, Anand pattern, Anand Milk Union Limited, for which Amul stands. So, which stands for Amul, sorry. Okay, so structure of Anand pattern follows a 3-tier system. Okay, so what are the 3 tiers within Anand pattern? So that is village cooperatives, district union, and state federations. Okay, so what happens? There are villages. So in a particular village, there are various individual dairy farmers. They collect the milk from the animal, and they all transfer their milk to, or their milk is collected by some vehicles which transport that milk to village milk producers cooperative. Now, these village milk producer cooperative, they will 2-3 villages, or how many number of villages required, they will combine to form the district cooperative milk union, and then districts will combine to form the state milk producer federation. Okay, so these 3 terms are important. At the village we have cooperative, at the district level we have union, and at the state level we have federation. Okay, so now with respect to the transportation of milk is only transported up to 2 stages or 2 tier, that is village to district. It is not transported above. So at the district or village level, I'm not sure about that, but at one of these centers, at one of this level, we have chilling plants. Okay, and that is more probably a district unit obviously. Okay, now I remember that the district level we have the chilling centers, and the main function of the state federation, state level, is to just or is to just control the marketing and packaging, all of that. Okay, give orders or give advices and suggestions on how to market and all of that business stuff with respect to milk. Okay, Now we'll move on to the next topic, that is export quality of milk and its products. Okay, so export quality. So quality, it is questioned by the European Union countries. So with respect to India, Indian dairy industry has already captured the market of Southeast Asia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, all of these. It has also captured the markets of Mediterranean countries and Pacific countries. But the main issue with the European Union and the Western world, that is UK, developed countries, US, Australia, all of these, we are not able to capture markets there. Indian dairy industry not able to capture market in those countries because there is the requirement of GMP and QAP. Okay, so let's discuss this in detail. So what is the problem in Indian system, Indian dairy system, is that the Indian government have given lot of subsidies. Okay, so the European Union, they demand that if the or World Trade Organization has the demand, so World Trade Organization and WOH has the demand, they demand that Indian government needs to remove the subsidies, or else Indian dairy industry will not be able to capture markets in those developed countries. Okay, and if the Indian dairy industry want to capture the international credibility, or gain the international credibility with respect to the milk, then they need to give emphasis on GMP and QAP. Okay, so GMP means good manufacturing practices and QAP means quality assurance program. So now there are two terms. Before moving ahead, we should understand these two terms, and these two terms are very important. Okay, with respect to veterinary public health, with respect to livestock products technology, in both subjects, these terms are important. Okay, so if we talk about QAP, so there are two terms. One is quality assurance program, and which is also called quality control, and second is quality assessment. So quality assessment is the assessment or determination of the quality of the food product form, or in this case milk specifically, milk and its products specifically in this case. So quality assessment is actually the assessment at the end stage when the product is completely produced. Then we are assessing the quality of that product. So that is called quality assessment. But quality assurance program or quality control, in this program we can review, or we can understand the quality of product at any stage of product, raw material collection, product making, processing, and storage, transport, distribution, all of that. Okay. Now we have ISO. So why are we studying ISO here? Because this is an important chapter in this. Okay, so ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. Okay, ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization, and in 1987 ISO gave a series of standards, which is called ISO 9000 family of standards. Okay, so ISO 9000 family of standards, it deals with quality systems. Okay, it provides standards on the quality systems, and so that is important, ISO 9000 series of standards. Okay, and now Bureau of Indian Standard, that is BIS, has adopted the similar ISO 9000 standard, but they have adopted the ISO 9000 standard. They have named it the IS 14000 family of Indian standards. Okay, so thank you.